First of all, thank you for coming to Seattle University. We appreciate it. I'm Rob Legata. I'm here with Dean Powell. First of all, did you catch the president's speech last night, and do you have any reaction to it?
I didn't hear it directly because we were at an event. I just had to look at the newscasts on it as well as reading about it in the paper this morning.
What do you think?
Well, it didn't really encourage me all that much because I thought it was just more of the same. It was a spin put on this war that's not going well and making it sound like we're really making progress, which I don't quite agree with. And I think it reminds me of when I was in the military in the 1960s where they kept saying, well, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and everything is going to work out all right. And this idea that we will reduce the troops by a few, not even enough to get back to what was there before the surge, isn't all that encouraging because we still have very, very serious problems there. And I think that it's going to take a lot more than the current policy to solve that problem.
Well, our next question has to do with trade, Dr. Paul. There are many trade barriers in the United States that protect industries such as agriculture, steel, or automobiles. What advantages or disadvantages could consumers expect from elimination of tariffs, quotas, and other trade barriers supported by Washington?
Well, in a free market where you have free trade and free markets here in this country and less regulation and less taxes, the market always protects and is directed toward the benefit of the consumer. A free market system doesn't say, well, we protect labor or we protect business profits. It's always designed to help the consumer. So whether it's international free trade or free markets here, it's always a benefit to the individual consumer. So if we have freer trade and less tariffs, that means less taxes and prices go down. If you depend on more protectionism and more taxes and more tariffs, that means the consumer pays for this and it makes us less competitive. But if we can't compete, which is one of our problems today, we have to look at why we're not as competitive. And it has to do with our currency fluctuations, the type of currency we have. It's the over-regulation and over-taxation that we have that has made it very difficult for us to compete on world markets.
Well, one of the greatest strengths of the American economy is our ability to innovate and protect intellectual property. Software, pharmaceuticals, and other technologies trail banks and energies as some of the largest industries in the United States. Before the stem cell research ban, many scientists as well as investors expected this field to be the future of intellectual property. America has some of the best research, technology, and information in this field, but now experts are leaving the country to contract with European or Asian researchers. What landmark decisions for stem cell research, and what does that mean for the future of intellectual property?
Well, I think the more regulation we have on stem cell research, the worse things will be. And my position on that is that we neither should subsidize it nor prohibit it. In Washington, it tends to be that they either do one or the other, that if you like it, you subsidize it. If you don't like it, you prohibit it. But in a free market, in a free country, these things should be developed. If there's severe controversies and conflicts, they should be sorted out at a local level. It shouldn't be through federal judges making these determinations. Certainly shouldn't be the Congress. It shouldn't be some bureaucracy. But the marketplace can handle most of those difficult questions.
Lastly, coming to the Northwest where abortion is a pretty hot issue, people up here would probably argue that with an overturning of Roe versus Wade, it would kind of be bringing more children into society that the rest of us have to deal with the burden of. How would you respond to that, and what would be a possible solution for that doesn't involve raising taxes?
Well, that is a reflection of a welfare mentality. If a child is brought into the world, it should never be a burden on society. It should be the responsibility of parents who brought the child into the world. So it's a sense of responsibility that we're dealing with. The abortion issue shouldn't be solved on pure economic reasons. It should be decided upon whether or not the unborn has a legal right to live. I happen to endorse that viewpoint, that there is a legal entity. As an OB doctor, I know that if I had ever injured a child before it's born, I have legal responsibilities. So there is a legal entity. There's inheritance rights associated with an unborn. And yet, in spite of that strong belief, I don't believe the federal government should be involved. And there are some difficult questions to answer about abortion. They should be handled locally and by individual states. But I don't like the idea that there was one ruling by a federal court that made the conditions such where even a third trimester babies can be aborted. I don't think that's the right approach. Under our Constitution, these things should have been dealt with at the local level.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your time here in
Thank you, Dr.
Seattle.
Paul.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck today.
And bye-bye.
Thank you.